Hey everybody, welcome back. Something brand new from WINAPEX. WINAPEX Oscilloscope Multimeter. Yeah, it's the 810B in the cheapo spotlight. And a big keep on testing shout out to, oh, you said it once again, Banggood. Thanks so much for setting the WINAPEX in for this review. Woohoo!
WINAPEX 810B.
WINAPEX, a name we haven't seen a lot of lately in the cheapo realm. Not sure why, but they make some pretty darn good stuff. Hey, I've got WINAPEX multimeters from eons ago that are still working, no problemo. Tough, built well, cheap. Love the WINAPEX brand. Hey, today something brand new from them. Oscilloscope multimeter, all in one, the 810B. Man, look at what you get with this package. By the way, this went for around 70 bucks US, maybe a little bit less, around 85, 90 Canadian. Pretty good bang for the buck, and you'll see why. So what do you get? Well, first of all, of course, you get your gorgeous WINAPEX multimeter with that, ooh, so nice green ABS plastic. Molding is all integrated, doesn't come off, permanently attached. It is a good looking meter. Get a temperature probe because yes, it does do temperature passively as well. USB-C charging cable. It's one of these little tiny ones. I don't know why it's so small, but charges via USB-C. That, my friends, is a good thing. Test probes, and believe it or not, these are fairly decent test probes as well. Take a closer look at those in a bit. And we get a carrying case. A carrying case. Oh, loving it. And what is that? Well, of course, it's our T5000 series probe. And this one has a real coax connector as well, so they mean business. And of course, that all comes in that gorgeous little case for on the go. Finally, we got our WINAPEX user manual, both in Chinese as well as English. Pretty in-depth. There's a lot to this meter.
So you're going to want to keep this manual close at hand when you first start using it.
As I said previously, this is a good looking meter. Has that double injection molding process, which makes a difference because it just feels very, very good in the hands. All the buttons, soft touch buttons, very, very nice tactile feel. Has these rubberized grips on the sides, so even if your hands get a little greasy or oily, not to worry, you're not going to drop this meter. No way. And check out that tilt stand. Oh, a nice tilt stand. Doesn't flop around. In there, solid and lots of stability. And we have one Phillips screw. Take out that Phillips and bada boom, bada bang. Look at that easy breezy access to your rechargeable battery as well as your fuses, both the milliamp and the high current fuse right there alongside that current shunt. Very, very nice. And look at that. We have a nice threaded insert so you can take this apart and you're never going to strip those threads. Good job. Of course, the back of the meter has those probe holders, which always come in handy, even just for basic storage. Nice to have them there as well. Yeah, that's a flashlight. Take a look at that in a minute. All in all, just great form and function with this meter. I really like the build quality thus far. I'm a happy camper. And at the very top of the meter as well, look at that. There's our rechargeable USB-C covered by this nice rubberized inlay. Just pops in and bada boom, bada bang. Of course, there is our nice oscilloscope coax connector. Yeah. And by the way, in case you're wondering, when you're charging your meter, you can't use it. No, can't use it. Ain't gonna work. It's charging. Turning the meter on couldn't be simpler. Hold down on that power button for a second or two. Bada boom, bada bang. It automatically boots into oscilloscope mode. To switch to DMM mode, just give it a 1-off and bada boom, bada bang. Auto mode, digital multimeter mode. Here you go. Now look at that, look at that. So right away we're getting that good use of the display. We get that nice analog style bar graph as well as a temperature readout. Very nice. On the defaults to the auto mode, you can bypass that if you want and go right into manual mode for both DC volts, AC as well, and frequency, resistance, diode and continuity, capacitance, dual temperature, Celsius and Fahrenheit, and back into auto mode. So lots of feature set functionality here at the push of a button. I like pushing buttons. Something else is a little bit unusual. Look, we have a separate button for the current, both DC amps and AC amps. So you press that button and we are now in current mode. Check it out. So yeah, different, right? Different. A separate button for the current mode. Kind of like that. Same thing for NCV or non-contact voltage. Once again, we have our own separate button. Same thing. And hit it again and we're now in live wire mode. Cool. By the way, those test probes, Cat 3 rating 20 amps. And they are really well made. And look at those inputs there. Nice and long. So definitely some good safety going on here. So we're going to start off right now in DC precision voltage mode. And we are plugged in and we are ready for action. Now this was heating up for about 15 minutes. I just turned it off accidentally, but it is now turned back on. And I think we're going to be good to go. We should be looking at 5.00 volts. This is a 10,000 count multimeter. And let's see where we go. So coming in right now at 4.994 volts, a little bit shy. Let me just look at the specs on here as well. What are we looking at in terms of accuracy? All right, so I have it here in my hot little hands. And as we can see, accuracy-wise, 0.5% plus or minus 3 digits. So we're in spec. Ooh. You can see size-wise, it is definitely on the larger side. I wouldn't call it large, I should call it a normal handheld-sized multimeter. Same size as that Ryushui, and obviously bigger than the WINAPEX over here, as well as the little Finersi. That WINAPEX was something. Isn't that a weird looking meter? Oh, I love it. Yeah, that was the last WINAPEX that I reviewed. Actually, not that long ago, so it hasn't been that long. But nonetheless, size-wise, yeah, pretty good. I've got to tell you, thus far, fit, form, functionality-wise, performance, looks, everything, it is very, very nice. I mean, this is an impressive meter, not only because it's relatively inexpensive, but it just does a lot of things. So with that coax cable, really, really well done. It is in there. Very, very well done, I gotta say. Just like so. Fit and finish wise, this really checks off a lot of the boxes. I mean, everything just snaps into place. Really good quality housing. The ABS here is top notch. I mean, it doesn't feel like a cheap test instrument, you know, far from it. Connectivity wise, everything just looks and feels really good. Right now in oscilloscope mode, and I've got it hooked up to the Unity function waveform generator, sitting right now at a frequency of 3 kilohertz, 500 millivolts peak to peak with a 1 volt offset, AC sine wave, and it's looking pretty good. Now we've got it on a square wave, and once again, I like what I'm seeing. This dot matrix LCD definitely, you know, it's easy on the eyes. And even if we turn the lights down a little bit here, you know, it just doesn't have that subject to glare that some of the other displays seem to have. So really easy on the eyes. I'm loving it. And finally looking at an absine wave. And once again, nothing but stellar results on the little 810B. Look at the top of the meter here. This is where we have both our voltage scale. Right now we're set at 100 millivolts. Here in the middle, of course, is the time-based window. So it displays the current time-based position. Below here where we have the run and stop feature, that's for the waveform acquisition status. Automatic or manual, you can run, stop. So I just hit like so. We're stopping the waveform acquisition, and we're just getting a static image at this point. and hit the run. And once again, we're getting that acquisition in real time. Also, that T5000 series test probe is really a nice piece of kit considering it's a handheld oscilloscope / multimeter. There's our attenuation as well. We have the X1 and X10. Make sure that we are duplicating that when we're taking our measurements with the oscilloscope. Right now it's set to X1 mode. But overall, the quality of the feel, it does not feel cheap whatsoever. Really nice quality. They're even giving you a little adjustment tool, as well as marker rings, tip locating sleeve, the whole 9 yards, all there in that one little package. Good stuff. Just putting it side by side with the OWON, which I'll be reviewing shortly. The HDS 120, in comparison, screen is smaller, a little bit smaller, different display as well, but slightly larger screen. The visuals are a little bit easier on the eye, I think, with the WINAPEX. Hey, your mileage may vary, but yeah. Overall, oscilloscope functionality-wise, it's very, very good for a handheld oscilloscope / multimeter. Probably one of the best I've seen thus far in terms of just interoperability and just usability. I mean, you don't need to be a rocket science to figure this one out. And quality-wise is really good. Remember, this is under $100 Canadian, around 75, 80 bucks US. Hard to beat. We're now in DC amps. We're going to go all the way up to 20 amps, high current. Here we go. Does have a 20 amp current rating, so we'll see just how good or not so good it is. Turning on that power supply right now. And we're sitting at 2 amps. Seven amps according to the power supply. Bring it up to 10 amps. And do we have a high current alarm? No, we don't. 11 amps. 15 amps. And let's max it out now at 20 amps. Coming in at 19.89 amps. No high current alarm. Really nothing letting us know we're in the danger zone, so to speak. But it is nonetheless doing the job. Bring it down once again now to 5.00 amps according to the power supply, coming in at 5.031 amps. Looking good. Okay, here we go. We are sitting in diode mode. Starting off with that red LED, lit with a forward voltage drop over the green. 2 for 2. Yes. Mosey on down. Finally, are we going to be 5 for 5? Yes, we are 5 for 5 in terms of LED illumination, as well as giving us that forward voltage drop indicator. Standard diodes, not a problem. We don't have that nice audible beep, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. No, hey, that's not bad. Very good. Output voltage in diode mode is a balmy and healthy 3.9 volts. All right, here we go. Teardown time. Let's start off with the inside. And of course, we have our lithium battery. Check it out. The 2500 milliamp hour, 9.25 watt hours, 3.7 volts. This is a pretty good choice for lithium batteries because they tend to last a fairly long time. Half decent reputation with these. And of course, you know what? In terms of charging, hey, that is so much easier, isn't it? And you can replace these if it ever does go south. Really easy to replace. Has the 2-pin connector that just connects onto the PCB right over there. Good stuff. And on reverse side, look at that. Nice, clear, clean ABS plastic. No shielding here, but overall, pretty decent. Oh, there's the main. Boy, there's lots going on, isn't there? Okay, let's start off with the bottom part of the housing. We have those split inputs again, split jack inputs. You know what? Hey, we see it all the time in the 100 sub category. Hey, you even see this in more expensive meters as well, but it does the job. Honestly, you know, I've had meters now 15 years old pushing that are split connectors, not one problem, so no worries about that. Here we have our two fuses. We have the high current fuse as well as the milliamp fuse. Glass fuse, 630 milliamp, 250 volt rating. Hey, and check it out, the ceramic fuse, 5 by 20 millimeter. Hey, they're both 5 by 20s. But this is a 20 amp, 250 volt fuse. So 20 amp to match its 20 amp high current rating. Good job, WINAPEX. A lot of times we see these 20 amp rated meters with 10 amp fuses. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Well, that's not the case here with the WINAPEX. Further down below, we have our current shunt as well as a diode clamp, high powered resistor, and we have one PTC over here on the voltage side. Moving up the board here is a relay from Axicom, and beside that, check it out, it's the SD7500. It's an SoC with built-in 2480C, 16 bytes of OTP memory. This has a ultra-low power tech built-in, so your battery life should go a long, long way. Over here, we have our 8-bit channel, dual channel actually, AD converter. And on top of that, we have our Giga device, GD32F4XX series. Hey, these are ARM Cortex-based M4 core, and I think the frequency goes up to a whopping 240 megahertz. Super fast real-time processing, supports embedded applications, has a high algorithm built in, so it's a very advanced little piece of tech. Here's the ribbon cable for that display, all embedded, attached right underneath the main PCB over here. Of course, this is our USB-C charging, and over here we have our coax input for your oscilloscope functionality. Really nice attention detail. I mean, this is a clean, good-looking PCB, and look at that. Look at that. It's a little bit of shielding, isn't it? Well, check it out. Check it out. Of goodies hiding underneath that, isn't there? We have another relay here, the surface mounted relay. This is an Omron GC6. And below that, we have our NXP decoder, 74HC. Basically, they convert encoded data into a particular output signal. I like the fact it's shielded, though. This is awesome. Again, we have another WinBond 25032. Another 32 megs of serial flash memory. It looks like we have a couple of trim pots here as well. So I'm telling you, and all this shielded. You know, they're shielding us, so it's going to help create a little Faraday cage there and make our testing measurements just that much better because we don't have to worry about interference. So great job, WINAPEX. Don't see this a lot in this price range. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Overall, great looking PCB, a lot of interesting chip and components on board here. Nice bit of tech going on considering the price versus performance. You're getting a lot of money here, a lot of bang for your IC buck. All right, let's put it back together. Come back with my closing thoughts. Closing thoughts on the WINAPEX digital oscilloscope / multimeter. Oh yeah, you know I like this one. Hey, not only is it built like a tank, but it's also built very, very nicely. High-end components and overall just a joy to work with. Having that oscilloscope / multimeter functionality really extends the usability of this test instrument. You can use it out on the road, on the bench, whatever. It's built to take anywhere. Not only that, with an affordable price point, this was only about 80 bucks Canadian from Banggood. I'm telling you, this thing is a steal of a deal. That big, gorgeous colorized display, doesn't matter about light conditions, exterior or interior, you won't have any trouble reading your test measurements. Not only that, with the 320 by 240 3.2 inch LCD display, the resolution just makes everything sharp and clear. And when you're looking at waveforms, that's a big deal. Oscilloscope functionality was great. 10 megahertz, can't sneeze at that for a portable oscilloscope multimeter. Real-time sampling, and yeah, we have one input channel, not two, but hey, honestly, it's not a big deal. A couple DC or AC modes, 1 megaput input impedance, X1, X2, probe attenuation, the list goes on. You get a lot of that benchtop functionality in a portable oscilloscope. Plus, with multimeter mode, you have that auto as well as the manual ranging capabilities, which just blows this thing out of the water. I mean, it is feature-packed and built like a tank. You know what? I honestly can't think of anything really negative to say about this meter because it just checks all of the boxes. Well, 99% of them anyway. The WINAPEX digital oscilloscope / multimeter gets a solid 5 out of 5 stars. Oh yeah, WINAPEX, you did it this time. Job well done. Hey, thanks for watching this review, everybody. Till the next one, keep on testing.